going on, Jerome's? As we're approaching the draft, ESPN NFL Nation, all 32 of their beat writers come together right now over me, do up a mock draft, and it's a lot of fun. And also, all 32 teams currently hold their own first-round pick, which is unique. Like, it's never happened, or maybe it happened once back there. But I feel like draft night, there's going to be like 7 billion trades. It's going to be fantastic. Of course, the Vikings 24, Gerbschmidt. Not Carl Gerbschmidt. Kevin Seifert. Not Carl Gerbschmidt. But Titans at 1. Cam Ward. Yes. Or a guy, Tehran. Awesome. Used to cover the Ravens. He's fantastic. The Browns taking Travis Hunter. Giants taking Abdul Carter. Seems pretty straightforward. The Patriots taking Will Campbell. I actually think Will Campbell is going to be better suited inside at guard, but we'll see what happens. Maybe he can succeed as a short-armed, short wingspan offensive tackle like Joe Staley for a number of years out there in San Francisco. Boise State running back superstar Ashton Genty goes to the Jaguars. I think this is his floor. I don't think he gets past Jacksonville. I think that this is the plan. I think that Liam Cohen, Duval, and Grant Udinski are going to get their guy. And also, this means that Etienne is going to be probably available. Tank Bigsby, who's the better of the two running backs anyways, probably going to be available. So, I guess you never know. Raiders at 6, Armand Mambu going to be opposite of Colton Miller if they do extend Miller. Kelvin Banks goes to the Jets. Thank you. Thank you for the love of Christ. The hatred against Kelvin Banks, I never understood, right? And a lot of mock drafts have him falling past the Vikings at 24. It's like, I'll take him, play him a guard, sure. But Kelvin Banks has size, has a demeanor, 3-year starter at Texas. He just turned 21. Every single week in the SEC, he's going up against NFL caliber talent. And he's just been a monster. Like, I don't understand why people are so down on Kelvin Banks. I think that his floor is 10 to the Bears. That makes sense. Also, I don't think there's any trades in this mock. Jalon Walker going to the Panthers. Jalen. 9, the Saints. Mesa Graham takes a tumble, but I mean, they get their guy. I think that's a really good pick for them as they look to rebuild. A lot of people have Shador going to the Saints. No, Arch Manning. 2026. They're planning to go 0-17, 100%. Tyler Warren goes to the Bears. Now, what's interesting is that the Bears have 75,000 tight ends, but of course Ben Johnson, loves the tight end position. Oh, see, you just fall down and then throw it to the tight end. But Warren gets his version of Sam Laporta. Makes sense. Mikael Williams goes to the 49ers. They're super pissed that Kelvin Banks didn't fall this far. It happens. The Cowboys get Tedero McMillan, huge condor wingspan, good after the catch as well. And I think that Dak needs a tall receiver to go with CD. I think that'll be good to go. Dolphins taking Jahdae Barron. So they definitely need some help in that secondary, replacing Javon Holland. Also, Jahdae Barron is just going to be a stud. But interesting that he goes ahead of Will Johnson. And if Will Johnson falls past, say 14, I would be in. The Colts take Colston Loveland, so they get the second tight end off the board, which kind of stinks. Certainly would have entertained him at 24. 15, the Ravens, the Falcons get Mike Green. Mike Green. So undersized, but certainly gets after things as a pass rusher. Tyler Booker. So this one raises the eyebrows. So Booker has been invited to the draft. And obviously the league sees him as a first-round pick, and obviously the league likes him a lot more than the draft community because the draft community just does not like Tyler Booker. I don't know why. Now, if he ends up with the Vikings, it signals a scheme shift because he's much more of a power man gap guard as opposed to wide zone. But Tyler Booker is going to throw dudes out of the club. I think that he'll be a rock-solid 10-year, 12-year starter, flirting with the Pro Bowl. I think that's going to be Tyler Booker, man. The Bengals take Donovan, a Russian from the edge, probably to take some starch out of potentially losing Trey Hendrickson, trading him. Go ahead. Seahawks, so they need a ton of help along the offensive line. Gray Zabel will help fix that. And I don't know, Gray Zabel kind of reminds me of Ethan Posich coming out of LSU, where Posich had 5-position flexibility and also ended up with the Seahawks, ironically. But Zabel, the pride of NDSU, he heads out to Seattle. Please protect our boy Sam Darnold, except for the game that we play against you guys. The Bucks get Will Johnson. So how does this happen? I understand the concerns about the time speed. Did he look slow on the field? Not necessarily. I understand concerns about the toe injury as well, because that can stick with you, especially as a corner. But Will Johnson goes to the Bucks. Broncos take LB3. So LB3 over Egbuka. I don't know, man. I think it's pretty close. But I think Burden has been unduly hated on throughout the draft process. I think he's going to be perfectly fine, like a poor man's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Then the Steelers stop Shador's draft day slide, and I actually think that Steel City is a good place for Shador, where he's going to have talent around him. Hopefully they can rebuild that offensive line. But I think that in terms of taking a draft day tumble, I think that he will follow the top 10. But here in Pittsburgh, it makes sense to go get him. 22, the Chargers, of course. Stupid Jim Harbaugh taking Derek Harmon. 23, so the Packers. Egbuka is just there. And that would help solve their receiver issues. But they take Shamar Stewart, betting on that absolute physical upside, and just go from there. 24, the Vikings, Kevin Seifert, who is not Carl Gerbschmidt, picking Nick Emmanwori, safety from South Carolina. So we've hit the stage of the offseason or stage of draft season where there's some prospect fatigue, right? So beginning of this whole process, Nick Emmanwori is a dog, man. Nick Emmanwori is really freaking good, and he's got Cam Chancellor size. He's got some Earl Thomas ball skills. When he's on, he can hit, he can bring it. But overall, he's a versatile, fun, athletic, physically gifted piece on the back end of a defense. But recently, I feel like Vikings fans have just gotten sick of Emmanwori, because he's been mocked to them every single time. It's sort of like how we got sick of Yadagros Meadows getting mocked to the Vikings over and over and over again a couple years ago. But Emmanwori is a dude. Now, would I prefer Starks? Yes, but it's pretty close. And now they're trying to blast Emmanwori, just like, oh, Emmanwori is like Lewis Cine. Nick Emmanwori and Lewis Cine are two completely different safeties. First off, Lewis Cine was much more about hitting, trying to stack up bodies. Emmanwori is an infinitely better cover safety than Cine was. And yeah, what do they have in common? They both tested well. They both have high RAS scores. Emmanwori, perfect 10 out of 10. Emmanwori is also like 2 inches taller and heavier. So I think that Emmanwori is going to be a dude. Anyways, but this is what Kevin wrote. The Vikings would trade down from this spot only for a slam dunk return, and none materialized in conversations here. Oh, there was trades, but I don't think there was any trades. With Booker, Zabel, and Harmon all off the table, the choice here is a safety whose size and playmaking skills would be intriguing, and DeFlora's positionless defense. The Vikings have one safety position to fill this year after bidding farewell to Cam Beasley. Although, do not sleep on Theo Jackson. He is for real. And 36-year-old Harrison Smith has been a year in mode. Similarities to 2022 first-round pick Lewis Cine, a safety who was released after 2 seasons, won't deter this decision. We can't have the specter of Super Bowl champion Lewis Cine hanging over every single freaking draft pick. Can't do that. It's like, oh, Emmanwori's physical. That means that he's Lewis Cine. That means we can't draft him. Shut up. Malachi Starks, he went to Georgia. He's a safety. That means we can't draft him. Shut up. That's it. Get over it at a certain point. And so Emmanwori, I like Emmanwori a lot. All right, so NFL comp Jeremy Chin. I think he's definitely a souped-up Jeremy Chin. And career stats-wise, 6 career interceptions over the last 2 years, took 2 to the house, 88 tackles last year. Has range, has positional flexibility, can play split, single high, can play down the box, and when he's on, he's definitely a contributor in run support as well, right? So that's the whole thing about Emmanwori. And I know that there's a lot of talented players available still. I mean, Egbuka would be interesting. Starks was still on board. Kenneth Grant was still there. Walter Nolan. I mean, there's a lot of really talented players that are pushed down this board that the Vikings certainly could have, should have given consideration. But if the Vikings come out of this with Emmanwori and have him eventually replacing Harrison Smith, I do think that Theo Jackson is going to be a starter, and I think that Flores never really employed the 3 safety look before during his time in Miami and or with the Patriots, but this is the hand that he was dealt with the Vikings, because 3 of his best defensive players, Harrison Smith, Cameron Bynum, and Josh Metellus, they're all safeties. They're all going to play. And I think that will continue. Give Emmanwori a year with the mentorship of Harrison, Josh Metellus. Metellus also in a contract year, by the way. And I think that he'll be a significant contributor very soon. In the not-so-distant future. But, of course, I don't know. Maybe we should just not take a safety at all, because I know the Vikings fans will just piss and moan about it. Oh, he's a safety. Oh, he's not starting. Oh, he's playing special teams. Oh, da-da-da. It's ridiculous. Maybe we should just eliminate the safety position, right? Every single safety of the Vikings draft has to come in with 10 years of NFL experience and be 22. Or something like that. Anyways, that's it. Your thoughts are thoughts. ESPN Nation mock draft. Kevin Seifert, who's not Carl Gerbschmidt, picks up Nick Emmanwori, the pride of South Carolina at number 24. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.